Shabbat Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahushai Shem Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, taught us his truth, and shalom and salutation. Salakis, Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. My brother Yashuan with a quick lesson video. Ran across something watching this video, and I thought that it should be mentioned because these devils are up to their high level witchcraft. All right. So this is Isaiah 47, and let's start at 10. And this is referred to these devils and their witchcraft. All right. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. So you trying to be the Most High with your left-handed, spiritual power, your left-handed knowledge. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge is the left-hand side, all right? 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. And thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Know what the Most High is saying is, I'm going to reduce that blessing that I gave you, which is witchcraft and left-handed spiritual power. And he says this, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, all right, which is witchcraft, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If be so, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. So he's kind of clowning them, saying, I done reduced, your witchcraft, your power, the power that I gave you. I'm now reversing the process. I'm going to bring my chosen, the elect. I'm going to give them the spiritual power on the right-hand side. I'm going to raise them out of the dust while you go into the dust and your witchcraft doesn't work anymore. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, all right, covens. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. All right, so he's basically clowning them, saying, let's see if your magic works now. All right. So let's look at some of that magic. And this is going into this Vanessa Mandrake, right? This is J Marvelous channel, November 2, which is, I believe today is the 5th. Hip Hop's Fruity Agenda Explained, all right? And he said, please share it, so I'm going to share it. Now this segment, I'm 29 minutes and 8 seconds in, and this is Skull and Bones coded language. And this lady is breaking down how all these different news articles all have the same number, right? Which goes back to 322 and Skull and Bones and that whole thing. But for the simple fact that all of these so-called news articles are saying the same thing, it pretty much shows you that this whole pandemic is a farce at some level, all right? From the top down. All right, so let's watch this.
Can someone explain to me why this number is showing up in like 17 different articles from around the world? This is from Shepparton News, Australia. This is from Kentucky.
So this is clear left-handed witchcraft and magic that they're using on the people, or whatever it means. It's clearly connecting things, and they're showing each other. Witches know how to speak to each other with signs, symbols, numbers, and this is clearly a case of that.
Hawaii. Let's see. Iowa. From the Gazette. California News. Tell me.
If you've got a pack of hot dogs in the kitchen, toss them in the
Now, unless that's the same article, which I doubt.
Idaho. Idaho.
Yeah, they're
Oregon.
Different days, different places.
Mizoram.
Mizraim.
Trinidad and Tobago. Lithuania.
They're all different dates and all different places.
Saskatchewan. Not sure what that means. Okay. Puducherry. So you can see where the news is coming from. Okay. Yeah. This is in West Virginia. Channel 5 WDTV with that nice eye right there. Okay. Let's see. Tajikistan. Yeah. This is from there. Okay. All right. Newsbreak. Okay. In North Dakota. Okay. All right. And okay. Lifestyle. MSN. Microsoft News. Okay. 233 cases. In Mississippi. Okay. Wow, what a coincidence. Alberta. Yahoo News.
All right, so I'm gonna put, before I mention anything about this, I want to put out a PSA on this. Seriously, man. Like I said to y'all before, I'm in no way, shape, form, or fashion able to speak about any medical conditions or nothing, right? But I want to give people a little bit of clarity on what's going on out here and keeping you on your toes, because no matter how the media tries to play it, right, and downplay it and make it seem like it's not a big deal, it always is, okay? Remember, they control the narrative, all right? So we have to be very careful what's going on. All right, so now we see here this woman just pinpointed that the numbers are the same all across the state, right? And, you know, we
All across the country.
have to be very clear on that specific number. Now, some of y'all may be hip to this already, right? But you know how the media plays. It's called tricknology is what they do, okay? So this number 233 here is basically the same as 322, okay? Which represents the skull and crossbones, all right? That's a secret society that George Bush and all of them belong to, usually down there in Yale and all of that stuff. But they into some other stuff too, right? So when we see this, we know that this is a code language for them to speak to them. Okay, so now maybe who knows? Maybe they put these specific numbers here to send a signal to that state and say, hey, this is what we need done. Okay, these are code numbers that they're using to connect to each other. All right, to talk to each other. This is coded language. All right, so you have to always remember that when you seeing this type of stuff, it's coded language that they doing. All right, it's not meant for the average person to see. All right, so we know that they definitely are good at manipulating things.
All right, so this guy, I just wanted to add this real quick before we get off of it. This is John Kerry, whose Skull and Bones name, right, his bonesman name is Long Devil. Look that up. Long Devil. And this is Daddy Bush, and his bonesman name, I believe, is Magog. All right. Just, a little trivia there. So anyway, you get the gist of what's going on. This right here stands for Skull and Bones. There's a skull, there's a bone. This is also on a flag. It's called the Jolly Roger, which goes back to the high seas and things of that sort. So it's all, their signals and left-handed magic. All right. So let's get we'll get a few more, and we'll go ahead and close this out because they're speaking that's code for whatever it's time to do. 233 means do something clearly. All right, like the brother, he broke that down pretty good. All right, so let's get Ephesians here. We'll get a couple of precepts. We'll go ahead and close it. Ephesians 6. And start where? 12. Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, rulers of the darkness of this world. That would be Daddy Bush and Long Devil. Against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right? So, this is what that is. All right? The rulers, the Bushes, the Carries, all right, they sent their sons to these, to Yale or to these fraternities, these colleges that deal with witchcraft, the mystery schools, okay? And that's what they're dealing with. This is, let's get 2 Corinthians. Let's see here. 10. Let's see if it goes. 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. Uh, 2 Corinthians 10 and 3. For we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For it's Salakia. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. All right? Because the war is spiritual if we go back one. All right? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. Okay? Well, and what are these strongholds? This is a stronghold. All right? The Jolly Roger, Skull and Bones, Yale University. Okay? The Crypt, 322, this numerology. Right? Let's get Romans 13.
In that nature, and at this point, it's like
Start at 11, Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. All right? We're coming out of the night where these devils, where these vampires are able to conduct their witchcraft and drink their blood. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. That's what we were raised in. And let us put on the armor of light, this knowledge, all right? All right? And that's where we are right now, all right? This is Nahum 3. Nahum 3 and 4. This is what these devils are about. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And there it is. The whole time you guys have been enchanting and using left-handed wickedness, witchcraft, to have your way in the world. Okay? And that, it is what it is. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. This whole 233 thing that this lady was hitting on. She was hitting on it. So they're signaling to each other. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect were edified, and we're going to say Shabbat Shalom.